So definitely this is a touch of nostalgia for me, Jacq.
Yeah.
Can you chop me some garlic, please?
Yep.
I created this recipe when I was an apprentice in London many years ago.
What's happened since then?
A lot's happened since then. And it genuinely was. It was my first solo creation, my first time of developing a recipe and trialing it and workshopping it over weeks and weeks till I was happy with it. And I've simplified it just a little bit for you guys at home, taken a couple of components out, but mainly the garnishes, mainly the finishing.
Yeah,
you know, like I made a white pepper oil and things like that. So we're just starting by cutting our tomatoes in half, just using some heirloom tomatoes. You can use black Russians or plum tomatoes if you wanted to. And we're just gonna top that with the chopped garlic. That's fine.
It's enough?
Yeah, roughly chopped's perfect. I'm gonna put some thyme on top.
Just a little bit on each?
Yes, please, exactly. Share the love.
And what inspired this dish initially?
So my chef asked for a soup.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
As an apprentice, like, you know, you worked your way up. Like, so you started off with what was deemed to be the easiest thing at the time, which was soup. But I wanted to show him I was ready for more.
Okay.
So I wanted to do a soup which, you know, wasn't expected. And I loved gazpacho. I still love gazpacho. So I wanted to do a chilled soup which utilised that sort of base, but took it to another level, really, you know. And I love the idea of using fruit with savouries.
Yep.
Always have, from this creation till many more. I love just experimenting and having fun. And this was an experiment that went right. Many went wrong. This went right. I'm gonna pop these in the oven now, 180 degrees for about 10 minutes. So we roasted those tomatoes really nicely, chilled them down, and now we've just popped them in our blender and blitzed them. So to that, we're now gonna add our strawberries. Yes, strawberries to a soup. Jacq, we're just gonna cut these down.
I'm here for the strawberries in the soup.
Oh, I love it. It's a natural sweetness,
Yep.
but it's such a beautiful flavour in a soup. This soup loves pepper. That's why one of the garnishes was like a pepper oil I made for it. So it will take a lot of pepper at the end. And it changes so much if you make it the day before.
Does it?
Yeah, it's got to be chilled. Super chilled, super cold to eat. But if you make it a day in advance, you know how sometimes when you make like a curry a day in advance, it's better the next day?
Yep.
This soup is the perfect example of that. If you can pick me some basil, please. Yep. So depending on your blender, guys, you can pass this soup as well. Just so you don't want it to be quite bitty. I always recommend passing it just through a sieve as the final stage. Or if you're happy with the texture as it comes out the blender, less waste. All right, so we're gonna blitz these strawberries in, and then we're gonna add our basil and our chicken stock, and then we're gonna season it with a touch of sugar first, because it needs that for just to balance with the acidity of the tomatoes.
Okay.
There we go. The magic of telly. Our soup is ready, and I'm gonna serve you a bowl, Jacq.
I'm so glad, because I think you've kept me waiting long enough.
I have, I really have. But guys, it's so worth the wait, honestly. Nice and cold on a hot summer's day. It really is one of my absolute favourites.
I just love that it was one of the first recipes that you ever created. I think it's so beautiful that something you created so long ago is still something that you enjoy so much.
I do. And like eating it really is so nostalgic for me. It just takes me back to all those years ago in the kitchen and how different my life is now versus then. Thank you. Oh, you go first.
Can't wait. Well, I now understand why the head chef was so impressed. That is beautiful. The most exquisite combination of flavours with the tomato and the strawberry. Basil's like my favourite herb.
Yeah, so good.
So you had me there. but it is just the most sensational soup.
I'm so happy with that, Jacq. I'm glad you like it. It's one of my favourite chilled soups. Guys, it's such a beautiful little dish. Great for a summer's day. Oh, it's a little piece of me for you.